As many weird massage stories as I've heard from massage therapists, I've dived into massage stories from clients recently, and I'm a little weirded out. Hello and welcome. I'm Nirelle Diamond, the Massaging Geek. And today we're going to talk about the times that I got scarred by client stories. I can't even tell you how many stories there are out there, like check TikTok. Don't, because some of them give a really bad representation of massage therapy to people who haven't gotten a massage before, and we really want them to. The Massaging Geek is a place where I'm hoping to be able to blend the worlds of the massage therapist and the client. We're both in the room. We're both experiencing the same thing, so why not talk about it? You know, your point of view is going to be different than my point of view. So today I have 3 stories. I will try to keep them brief, but I have a tendency to ramble. 3 stories that scarred me just a little bit, or I was cringing while I was listening to them. Yeah, well, one of them actually happened to me, but anyway. Also, I'm going to put a disclaimer here. I don't remember the exact verbatim story, so please forgive me for putting in my own twists. Or the point is that these are the things that I took away from the story, and hopefully I will be able to get over them eventually and stop cringing internally whenever I think about them. Anyway, so we're going to start with story number 1. And story number 1, we're going to call her Sally. And Sally was sitting down with another friend of hers talking about massage. She and one of her other friends at some point in their life decided they wanted to go and get a massage together. So they booked a session at what I am assuming, I'm not going to make the assumption. It is a non-English speaking location. That's all I'm going to say. I don't know if she said that it was Asian. I forgot. But for the purposes of this, I'm going to say non-nationality. Anyway, Sally and her friend step into the massage place, and there are 2 people there to greet them. And it turns out that they are their massage therapists. So in this situation, we're talking about 4 females, if I remember the story right. Sally notices that one of the massage therapists is eyeing her up and down. Like, hello, ew. Just from a massage therapist's point of view. Okay. Anyway, this is Sally's story, not mine. The massage therapist that's eyeing her up and down says to her, "You're very pretty." Also, ew. Again, I'm cringing. At some point, the 4 of them make their way back to the couple's room, and while in the middle of the massage, Sally's massage therapist, while she was working on her, lifted Sally's leg up and started working on the inside of her thigh. That's not a problem, not in a couple's massage if you drape right. That didn't happen here, according to the story. It turns out that Sally's massage therapist left the drape open so that the other massage therapist, the one who had eyed her up and down and told her she was pretty, could see her hootenanny. Yeah, so that's story number 1. I feel free to give me your thoughts down below, but for me, that's a little bit okay. So story number 2 is Sally's friend. We'll call her Holly. I tried to rhyme Sally, it didn't work, so we're gonna go with Holly. Holly has a Groupon to this small massage therapist place somewhere. I don't know where. If she gave specifics, I don't remember them. I'm not hating on Groupon, but I will admit that sometimes there are places that are a little sus. Anyway, I digress. So Holly decides to use her Groupon for an evening massage because she is the kind of person that wants to go and get the massage while she's nice and relaxed, go home and sleep. When she goes into the massage place, she sees a woman behind the counter. I'm assuming it's a counter. Anyway, she says that she was greeted by a woman. I don't know if there's any paperwork for all the massage therapists that want to ask if this was legit, judging whether it's legit by whether or not there was paperwork. I have no idea. Holly speaks to the woman and says, "Here's my Groupon. I'd like a massage, please." The woman said, "Oh, that's great. Okay, my husband is actually going to be the massage therapist." Holly doesn't give a crap one way or another what the gender of the person is. She's like, "Okay, cool, no problem." They go into the massage room, and as far as the story goes up to this point, everything was normal. They mentioned the 2 of them together when they were talking. They weren't used to getting massaged on the front, that as far as they knew, all massages took place on the back. Where are you going? There are so many, like the quads and especially into the, anyway, and I can't work on the neck face down, me personally. Anyway, the massage therapist is working on her while she's face down, and he has the blanket down to her waist. And while he's down at her feet, he tells her to flip. So I'm going to guesstimate that this is somewhere around 2/3 of the way through the session. And so Holly is very massage drunk at this point. And when she flips, she doesn't think about the fact that the blanket's at her waist. Girl. So he comes around, he starts working on her scalp, her neck, and then he goes into the red zone. She's telling the story saying that while this was happening to her, she was doing mental check-ins with herself just to make sure that she was okay with what was happening, but she was so relaxed that she didn't react. As far as I know, there was a lot of suspect touching, not anything, no actual naughty bits were touched. I don't know how to say that, but it's still a no-touch zone for a reason, and most massage therapists don't massage that area. Yeah, I was sitting there the whole time looking for a blanket to hide under because it was so cringe. She goes on to say that the massage itself actually lasted somewhere around 2 hours, which is why when I said that they were 2/3 of the way through the massage, in my head I'm thinking they're over an hour at this point. So she's been in a massage drunk state. Therefore, she's probably not going to scream. By the way, if that ever happens to you and you're in a spa, scream bloody murder. It works. All right, so that was story number 2. The summary of that was that she never used Groupon again, and now she only goes to high-end places because they're legit. Story number 3 happened to me in my own office. For the massage therapist out there, I'm going to describe this client briefly. For clients, I genuinely wonder if you've acted this way in a massage session or if you've known somebody that acts this way. Like, do you think this is normal? Because I'll tell you from the massage therapist's point of view, this is rude. So anyway, story number 3 happened with a client. We'll call her Mary, because why not? Mary was a Groupon client. Remember when I mentioned that sometimes Groupon can be a little bit sus? Well, to be fair, it's on the client's end too. If they're constantly purchasing Groupons for massage, sometimes they don't treat the massage therapist great because as far as they're concerned, you bought them. And I don't like that personally. I might cut all of that out. So Mary comes into my office and I try to do the normal, hi, how are you? What are we working on? She's just standing there looking at me like she can't quite hear me. And it turns out that that's because she was on her AirPods, I'm going to get them wrong, so I'm going to call them earbuds. She was on those and she was on a call, which I didn't know that until the middle of the session when she hung up and just threw the earbud into the chair. It's her earbud. I think it stayed on the chair. I don't remember at this point. So now that Mary's off the phone, she wants to suddenly talk to me. Like, she wasn't just rude to me 5 seconds ago by being on the phone and barely listening to me while I was trying to find out important things like, can I touch your butt? Stuff like that. But she starts trying to talk to me on my level, which, okay, I'm not any different than anybody else, except that I have a little bit like tiny itty bitty wafer thin amount of medical education. Please know that I am acknowledging all of the educations that are much higher than mine. She proceeds to tell me that she was a massage therapist. And I was like, oh, that's great. Where did you practice? And she said, Craigslist. Okay, that's not what I was asking. I said, Craigslist, isn't that kind of dangerous? And she replied, well, yeah, but at the same time, it worked in my favor. And I'm like, how does it work in your favor? So this lady would talk to the men when the men are booking the appointment. She would go ahead and take payment now. And she would, according to her, she didn't say lead on, give them a hint of what may be happening. So when she makes it to the place and she starts to set up her table and the guy makes a comment confirming that they are both talking about the same thing, she would freak out, pack up her table and leave, laughing the whole time because she's got their money. Who does that? I mean, I'm not taking the guy's side at all. Nope, douchebag, get off my table. Don't ever come back. You're blocked. So you stole. You robbed them. I don't know why I'm saying this like you did it, unless she's actually watching, in which case, whoops. So, I always say so. While I'm listening to this, I'm trying not to react. I'm trying not to laugh or cringe or give any kind of a reaction to this story because it lowered my opinion of her, if my opinion mattered to her at all, which it probably doesn't. She also mentioned that she had taken a job. She had been hired online, I'm supposing through Craigslist, to do a prenatal party. Again, for clients, this might not seem like a big deal, but if your prenatal certain precautions have to be taken, so there's special education for it. So if for whatever reason she triggered a miscarriage, she's going to be held liable completely. There's no liability insurance for you. There's no spa that's going to have your back. You're screwed if you mess up that big. So not only was it stupid on the part of her trying to do it, it was also stupid on her part of thinking that she could massage something she's not trained in. Oh, I forgot to tell you her certification. Okay, here's her certification. In her words, I went to massage school long enough to learn what not to touch. I was grossed out just looking at the muscle chart. Get off my table. Just stepping into a massage school apparently gave her the right to call herself a massage therapist. Yeah, I had to bite my tongue a lot on that session. Like, I'm pretty sure I still have the hole. I blocked her because she was like a woman going into a restaurant, spitting in the food and then eating it and saying, I could cook this better. I don't know if other massage therapists would cringe as much as I did at all of the stuff that she said, but... So anyway, those are 3 massage stories from clients. Wait, does the third one count as clients? Anyway, they are massages that scarred me. I have so many more stories, both mine and other people's, so stick around if you want to hear them. The next episode is actually going to be about things that the massage therapists don't tell you. I mean, there's a lot we don't tell you, but just certain things. Thank you for being here. Like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment. Thank you. Bye. Hello and welcome. My name is Nirelle. I'm the massaging geek. I don't like that one. She said that if I do put this up on, I'm gonna shut up. After Mary hung up, did you practice? And she's like, yeah, I was a massage therapist for a little while. I'm like, oh, great. Where did you practice?